Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Dalton and this is Bertrand Acres. Today's video, we're going to be doing a review on this new piece of health equipment that we put here on the property. I just think it's something that everyone should be doing if your health allows it. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing a full review on the KYFE Sauna or Sauna, depends on where you're from. My family's actually from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and so they all say sauna. And then I was born and raised here in Florida. Everyone down here says sauna. So let me know down below what you guys call it or how you pronounce it. I know it's spelled the same depending on how you pronounce it, but spell it out how you say it in the comments. I'd love to hear, how many people call it sauna versus sauna. Head on over there real quick. Okay, so here we are. We are over at kind of where like the fire pit is. Well, we are near the fire pit, and that's why I'm grabbing firewood. So the fire pit's right there. Previous owners built this cool little like mini log cabin that houses the firewood, keeps it dry. So I grabbed a couple of these logs. I got a splitting maul on the back of the side-by-side here, and I'm gonna go over there, split a couple. You don't need much. It's a very small stove. I'll show you guys all that. And so, but that's also one other thing. If you don't live in an area where you have access to a bunch of firewood, like, yeah, you could buy it, but that could get expensive. You just kind of gotta weigh your options, I guess, because I'm on 10 acres here, and there is pretty much unlimited firewood for me using a sauna. Now, if I wanted to heat my house and things like that, I'd probably make a dent in the tree population here. But we have so many trees that have died and been pushed over by hurricanes and tornadoes that I have pretty much unlimited amount of wood for that thing. So I'm good. It's kind of a case-by-case basis whether or not you are, in an area with a bunch of firewood. So maybe an electric sauna would be a better option for you. I don't know. But all right, let's go ahead, head on over there, and I'll show you this thing. Here is the waterproof cover it came with. This is super nice. It's actually pretty thick material too. So, all right, guys, so this is how it opens. It Velcros right there. Obviously, zip it back up when you're ready to go. But here it is, guys. This is the KYFE Sauna. I'm gonna call it both just to make people mad. But anyways, yeah, these windows all roll down, so it can be, if you want it pitch black in here, you can have it pitch black. You can actually roll that one down as well, or roll it up. And so you can pretty much have an almost 360-degree view. You just don't have one right there. That's another door there. And obviously you have the door right here. So close to a 360-degree view. It's awesome in here. I'm gonna probably roll that one up because it would be kind of cool to look that way as well. But here it is. This is what it comes with. It comes with the stove right here. It comes with all the rocks on top. You got the stack there. This one has the waterproof cover like I showed you. I actually have an oven thermometer up there, which is not going to give you a super accurate reading because it's way up there. You're not going to be sitting up there. So it actually comes with that thermometer. It's in Celsius, not a big deal. It's a fairly easy conversion, but United States goes by Fahrenheit, so I don't really use that one. That's kind of a good area. I don't even know if it works that well. I don't know. Bucket, ladle, sauna hat, the mitt there, little fire poker. It actually comes with 2 mitts. What else? This floor, it's actually Velcroed in, but it's not Velcroed along the whole length. It's just in the corners. So theoretically, an animal probably could dig under and get in here. I haven't seen that to be the case. It still looks the exact same from when I left it, so I'm not too worried about that. You could solve that relatively easy if you wanted to put Velcro along the edges or maybe rocks or something like that. You could really tighten it up in here. Again, I've had it for maybe a week and a half, maybe 10 days, and I haven't seen any signs of any critters in here, nothing like that. It's actually been very windy over the past 2 weeks, and it hasn't moved an inch, not at all. And it's been really windy. And we haven't got much rain, but it did rain a good bit the other day. And I will say I was concerned how much water would get through this, where the stack goes through. because water's gonna get through there. It's not gonna be watertight. It's metal on metal. It has to be, because it would burn anything else. So if water does get in, I'm guessing it just goes down into here. Once it overflows where the rocks are, it probably just drips onto this, looks like somewhat waterproof pad. And I can actually see where there's water right there. And so that's a very little amount. I mean, only so much rain can get through that. And so that's something I'm not worried about. You're sweating in here. There's sweat, there's water all over in here. Not a big deal at all. You know, it'd be more of a pain if this was like drenched in here, dripping constantly. That way you could never keep anything else in here. You know, I'm going to leave these like fire starters in here. I'll leave this bucket, ladle, maybe my towel, things like that. They're going to stay dry, especially with that cover on it. It looks like it's pretty weather tight anyways, but with that cover, it probably makes it like 99% more watertight. So we're going to go ahead and start this thing up. You know, I have some water in here already, throw on the rocks. And again, like I said, it came with all this. It didn't come with these little stools. I actually added those on from Amazon. They're really cheap, like 20 bucks, I think, for both of them. But yeah, it comes with everything else here. And for 1,500 bucks, it's kind of a great deal, especially if you don't know if you want to get into saunas or saunas. This is a great option for you. And again, like I was saying over there, it might not be for you because you might not be in an area where you can even have something like this outdoors. Like maybe you have a tiny backyard or not even a real backyard. And also no access to firewood. You know, that makes sense. Like in some areas where, you know, where you don't heat your house, you know, the firewood's super expensive. Like in Florida, to go buy firewood at like the grocery store, I mean, I think it's like, I don't even know what it is now, but it's probably like 15, 20 bucks for like a little tiny bundle. And like that, I don't know if that's feasible. I don't know if you're going to be doing it every day, is that worth it? I don't know. Again, we're fortunate enough that we're on a good piece of property here that has kind of unlimited firewood. So that's kind of why we went this option. But I do think this is a great option for most people anyways, because you could get those fake logs if you needed to. You know, you're probably not going to go in here every single day. And it's small, so it doesn't require a huge amount of wood to make this thing really hot. And I'll show you that here in a second. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to split this wood real quick. I will see you guys back here in a second, and we're going to load this sucker up and get it fired. All right, guys, so here we go. We got some wood in this, probably more than I would really ever need. I got the fire starters here. I know you're not going to have these all the time. Not everyone's going to have fire starters. I know if I'm in the wilderness, I'm not going to have those probably. But also, if I'm in like a survival situation, the last thing I'm thinking about is taking a sauna. So I'm going to keep those in here. They're great to have. I'm going to stuff probably 2 in there. That way you can get this stuff ignited. Probably 1 right there. Maybe 1 a little bit further back. I'll throw it back there. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. And I will give you guys kind of a timer on the temperature and see how fast this thing can crank up. So, all right, let me go ahead and fire this thing off. All right, guys, so I have it in there. I'm going to leave it open a little bit until everything starts catching, and then I'm going to close it. You can really crank the heat up in here once you get these rocks all ripping. Once they're starting to really get hot, you throw rock on the rocks, steam comes out. That's really the best. That's where you really want it. But it's going to take a little bit to get to that level. Not too long. I want to say last time I got it to like 170 in like 20 minutes, something like that. I'm still trying to fine tune everything. So I'm still trying to like fine tune everything and see what's the best, fastest way to get this thing rolling. So I'm not a professional, but I'm giving you my honest review on how I like this thing so far. And I do really like it so far. I'm going to go ahead and roll this window up real quick before this gets super hot. It's already getting there. So, all right, it's been like 15 minutes and that one is showing 200 up there, which it feels like that up there. This one is showing, looks like, I don't know if it seems accurate. It feels like it's about 170, 180 in here right now, I would say. I would say easily that. 'Cause I've been going in saunas for years now. And when we were living, you know, over near our warehouse, I'd go in there pretty much 4 days a week. And I'd run it anywhere 180 to 210, 215. And this is starting to feel like 180, 190. Because I'm like right next to this. I don't know how much longer this is going to last. The one at the warehouse, the heat like really, really accumulates at the top, which I know that's how heat works. But this one, it seems like the heat is more everywhere. Like it feels really hot down low even. I know it's going to be hotter up there, but it feels really hot. Like usually in a lot of other saunas, if you go really low, like it's significantly like maybe like 100 degrees down there versus 190 at the top. So yeah, I don't know how much longer this camera is going to be able to stay on, but yeah, it's ripping right now. I will see you guys. I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to take a sauna real quick, and I will see you guys back here in about 25 minutes. All right, guys, so that is going to do it. That was about 25 minutes at 190-ish, I would say. It's showing 205 at the very top. Again, I'm sitting pretty close to the stove itself. So I'm saying in the 190 range at 25 minutes. Some people probably think that's too much. I've been doing this for a long time, so it's nothing crazy. I've been in these things at like 230, even 240, which is not really recommended. That's too hot. I think this thing could probably get to that temp. No real need, no benefit really to get that hot. But sometimes the wood saunas will just kind of get there. You know, you can't really control them that well. This one does have like the little grate down there so you can control airflow in, so you can theoretically cool it down and crank it up if you want. Mine's wide open, so it's ripping. But for me, 190 to 210 is a great spot. 20-25 minutes, something like that. But it might be too much for others. It might be perfect for other people that are, you know, regulars of a sauna. So, but yeah, for $1,500, hard to beat, really. I mean, you don't have to level a spot. You don't have to hire an electrician. You don't have to, you know, spend all day setting it up, and you can actually fold it down. It's got carrying case for the tent and the stove itself, so you can take it with you on vacations if you go up in the mountains or whatever, so you have one with you. Kind of cool. It's a nice little setup. Again, I will keep you guys updated on whether or not it holds up in the elements, because I'm not taking mine down. So I think it's going to be just fine. It's kind of protected over here from like bad winds, and it's got that nice cover on the top. I don't think it's going to get too damaged out here. Maybe the sun will get to it a little bit, but I think it's going to hold up just fine. If I get 5 years out of it, I'll be super happy. If I get 3 years, I'll be happy, because I know the stove will still be good. So if I just have to replace the tent or fix a few things on the tent, I'm happy with that. But in 5 years, I'm hoping we'll probably have a permanent one over here pretty close, right where that inflatable hot tub is. I think sucks. It just keeps tripping and turning off. So yeah, all in all, I think this thing's great. Again, I'm not associated with them in any way. I'm not like an affiliate. They didn't ask me to do this video. I bought it with my own money, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just do a review on it, see if people want to, maybe they're interested in something like this. So they have other brands obviously out there like Sweat Tent, and they have cheap ones off Amazon. I was told stay away from the Amazon ones because they are not made in the same area. Some of them kind of look the same, but they're not the same quality as far as the stove goes and the fabric and the windows and things like that. So this stove is actually really heavy. I don't know what the exact weight on it, but it feels like it's like 60 pounds when I pulled it out of the box. So it's not just some cheap, flimsy metal. It's got some weight to it. Some cast iron, I think, is in there for sure. It doesn't feel like a cheap build tent and stove. It really doesn't. It feels pretty well made. Again, I get nothing out of this. I could tell you it's good. I could tell you it's bad. It doesn't bother me. If it's bad, I will tell you. If it's good, I'm telling you. So if there's something I don't like about it, nothing's holding me back right now from saying it. So far, so good. I'm not going to be like a nitpick for the price. There's really no reason to. I don't really see anything that I don't like. But again, I've only had it for 10 days or so. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to stop rambling. But here it is. The KYFE portable sauna, whatever you want to call it. And I think it's a great price point. So yeah, go check it out if you guys are interested. There's also Sweat Tent out there. Go check out David Moss Jr. That's who I kind of learn a lot of my like sauna / cold plunge / like, I don't know, I guess you could call it like biohacking or just overall health, wellness. So, and I'm starting to take that more serious, which I shouldn't have waited this long, but here we are. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this kind of content real soon, you know, in the near future. But if you guys like this kind of content, I can kind of do maybe a once a month or twice a month video on, you know, wellness or, you know, cold plunging, saunas. If there's a sauna company out there that wants to send me one, I'll do a review on it for you guys. But I'm going to be honest, so keep that in mind. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.